Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena. A very happy new year, and this will be our first session in the new year. So I'm quite excited. Yes, a new journey. So I have a white tile in front of me. This is regular square white tile, and I have my usual supplies with me. And we are going to have some fun. So what we are going to do is I have this chits in front of me. Yes, it's quite a few. It's about 30 of them. Yes, and I have basically put names of tangles in this chits, and they are basically tangles that I have gone out of my comfort zone, probably out of your comfort zone also. So they are tangles which I don't generally use quite often, or maybe it's overall quite understated tangles. So let's explore these tangles a little more in the upcoming few sessions, and I'm going to pick random two chits. So every tile we are going to be doing only two chits. So two tangles in a tile. Yes, so twin tangles is the series, and we are going to choose tangles randomly. So let's have some fun. I'm going to just take out two chits randomly, and let's see what's in there for us. So the first chit says mythograph. Oh gosh. And the second chit says quipple. Yes. So these are the two tangles that we are going to be drawing in today's style. So let's have some fun. Let's get started with today's session. So I'm going to start with my Micron O5. Now, mythograph is a tangle which is based on the grafting technique. Yes, so basically you start with a stem and then you kind of take out twigs from that as if they are just the way you graft in order to grow new plants. Yes, but I'm going to do mythographs not on a stem, but I'm going to draw the tangle verve. Yes, so let's do it a little differently. So I am starting with an orb, and then there are 9 on both sides of the orb. As far as this orb is concerned, you can always convert it into a caviar. Yes, and I'm going to add a little more weight to the 9 that I'm starting with. And then it's all about auras. Yes, and in auras only we weave those small twigs, which is a characteristic of the tangle mythograph. Yes, so I'm going to add the second aura, and in between I'm going to branch out a little and then continue like this. Again, I'm going to draw another aura. In between I'm going to branch out a little. Now this can be anything, right? So I'm going to probably add some poke leaves. You can just add petals like we draw in vertigo. Yes, so using that technique, however, a little differently, so that we can have fun and we can revisit the tangles at the same time. So I'm going to again take out a branch and then again take out one more and come down. So doing both the exercises at the same time. Draw a nice poke leaf, give it a curl. You can also draw behind. Yes, let's continue like this. So I'm going to again take out a branch. Again, you can curl it, you can take it the way wherever you want. I'm going to simply come down and not add anything in this layer. Here again, we can add nice poke leaves, give a curl. You can also draw behind like this. Yes, let's continue. So I'm going to add few more layers. So this is a plain simple layer. Here again, probably you can add one or more. I'm using the same principle as we do for mythograph. However, I've changed the tangle on which I'm basically using that technique of grafting. And this tangle is called verve. Yes, let's add a few more. So you can always add one here. Wherever you feel like, continue adding the auras. Let's add a few more auras. Take your time. Keep the auras close, or you can keep them away. Enjoy the strokes. That's what matters. No matter what you draw, it's Zentangle. It always looks nice, always looks pretty. So relax yourself. Yes, let's extend a little more. So now I'm basically adding more auras. Let me see if I find some suitable place. Maybe I can add one odd poke roots here and there. Yes, let's add some more. Have fun with auraing. Verve is all about auras. Yes, the basic tangle is very simple to draw. It's all about auras. Again, extending a little more. Probably one last one here before we close our poke leaves and mythograph in the form of a verve. Yes, the next angle that we have is called quipple. Quipple is related to the tangle tipple, just that it is tipple arranged in a certain fashion. Yeah, so I'm going to be starting with bigger orbs and slowly diminish the size of the orbs as I move away. Well, you can have bigger orbs on both sides and diminish the size, or you can have it on one side, but I'm starting with bigger orbs. Like this. Yes, so I will do exactly the same on the other side of my mythograph, verve mythograph. Small tiny spaces. Make sure you add that touch of ink because it really adds. If at all you have those spaces in between. So I'm adding some bigger orbs. Not all may be of the same size, but they are comparatively bigger sized tipple. Going all around. Big or a little smaller. Yes, so that was the first layer, and then I'm going to diminish the size a little bit. Not too much, but yes, comparatively smaller. Again, I'm squeezing in orbs, I'm not leaving any space in between. So we are just going about in the same fashion as we draw the tangle tipple. Just that in this, the orbs will be drawn in a graded manner from bigger to smaller, And then finally we can add a dash of black at the ends. Yes. Take your time. So that's the second layer. Then I'm going to diminish it further. Add more orbs in this fashion. Yeah. So all the next few sessions we will deal with only two tangles. Tangle twins or twin tangles. I still haven't thought of a name for the series, so maybe I can name it Tangle Twins or Twin Tangles. Yes, and then I'm going to add some very tiny ones. So that's the Tangle Quipple actually. If you want, you can switch to a very fine nib for the smaller orbs. So it's just about orbs, nothing else. One stroke, and I'm playing around with the orbs to give it a beautiful look, and the tangle is called Quipple. I'm going to switch to a finer nib. I feel like, and draw some nice and small orbs like this. So I'm now doing the same exercise on the other side of my verve, adding the second layer of orbs, which is a little smaller than the first layer. Slowly take your time, go around, diminish the size of the orbs a little compared to the first. You can add few smaller ones here and there, that's fine. And then I'm going to diminish this further. Like this. Take your own time, no hurry. And I'm going to continue in the same fashion, adding the third layer of smaller orbs like this. So I'm done with that exercise. Let us now use some black. So I'm going to use a bolder nib. Maybe you can use a 10. So this is a really bold nib, and I'm going to now first probably closely aura the orbs. Keep it zigzag. Don't have to go to each and every, but yes, keep the ends kind of uneven. It will look nice. And then I'm just going to ink the rest of my tile black. So you need that drama on your tile, and for that you need some black. Since you can also find opportunities to, kind of ink some of the auras black. So those things can be done to the tangle also. But I think this will be a good idea. So going to quickly ink the rest of my tile black. And do keep a jelly roll handy, because you know me, I always add some dots to add that mystic feel to the black parts of your tile. You can also add a tangle called therefore. You can add caviars, but we will stick to 2 tangles, so we will just do dots. So that's one part. Let's do the same for the other side also. Keeping the ends uneven. And then ink it black. Almost done with my inking. Yes. Now let us shade before we add those fine dots. So I'm going to go to my verve. Place where lines seem to be going under is the first, where you shade your verve. Yes. So that's where you will shade. And then you will shade under these leaves. You want to give a shadow effect, so make it a little darker under the leaves, probably this side. And at the end, make sure you leave some portions white. Yes, at the end and under the leaves. Don't add too much. Shadow a little darker under the leaves to give that shadow kind of an effect. And then at the ends, like this. I'm going to add a little weight some of the places. You can add some weight here from where lines are emerging. You can add a little weight here. Redo the lines wherever required. You can re-emphasize the side where you have added shadow a little more. Yes. Similarly here, the side where you have added shadow, probably you can add a little extra weight to re-emphasize. Touches of little bit of extra ink here and there adds to the look. Fine tuning, tiny little things that make a lot of difference. And then I'm going to go around. So add touches here. Well, you can also go to each of the orbs and add that shadow, just like water droplets or bubbles. That's entirely your choice. How do you want to shade your quipple? Yes, so that option is also there. Go to each of the orbs and shade them like water droplets. I'm going easy, just adding touches here and there. Probably just a touch of whatever is there on my stub at the ends. Yes, and then let's use our GellyRoll a little bit. So I'm going to use my, you can use your 08, and then just add some dots. Well, some of the orbs just kind of moved away. Yes. Some of the places where the leaves seem to be going under, you can highlight those spaces also, like this. And that's about it. I don't think we need to do anything more. Some of, if you want to add a little fun factor, probably some of the tipples can be converted to caviars. These are again embellishments. You may or may not do it. So I'm doing it for a few. Some are acting naughty, trying to peep out. Every tile has a story to tell. Yes, and that's what is a composition. And that's it. Yes, some places where my petals leaves are kind of underneath. That's it. Let's put in our chop. So where do you want to? I'm going to write it here. Always sign and date your tile. Put in a comment if you wish to. Today is 6th of January 25. Wow. So I shall see you again with some more fun sessions. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye and Happy New Year once again.